see, it's had a bit of a facelift because my lovely husband has had nothing to do for the last few days, and he's going around with the screw gun fixing everything. It's brilliant. So I'm getting him where I can. So anyway, this is the potting shed, and I'll just show you around quickly now. Hopefully this will work, because if I move this, I'd be afraid of the phone breaking or anything like that, or the phone dropping. But anyway, so as you can see, all my seeds that I'm sowing here. Hello there from Carrigart as well, and Limerick. Wow, this is great. So as you can see, we've started sowing quite a lot. There's little peas coming up, and yeah, like I'm some Brussels sprouts, or not Brussels sprouts, broccoli, some salads, some onions. So what I'm going to do is do a basic garden class, and I'll show you how to sow some seeds, and hopefully you can get growing, and it might inspire you to get out into the garden, hopefully after this. Now I'll do what I can, as in terms of if anybody wants to me to sow seeds for them as well, that would be a great idea, because I can leave them in the driveway, and you can come and collect them also. We have plenty of space here. We've got our potting shed, and we've got polytunnels, and I've lots of seeds. So I'm just going to start now teaching as I would normally teach a class, and you can tune in and tune out whatever you want. So there's 28 people. This is great. This is more than I could ever fit into this room, so it might be something for the future as well. Anyway, so I'll start off with seeds, where I get my seeds. And obviously every year before I start to sow seeds, before I start, I'm just reading comments there. If anybody, what we'll do is every 20 minutes or so, I will ask you to ask any questions, and then I can read them, because then I'm not answering as I go, so I'm just able to do the chatting. So we'll do it every, like we've got an hour, and we'll every 20 minutes I'll ask you if you want any questions. I'm really delighted with people that are tuning in, and a lot of names I recognise, and but some I don't, so this is great. So if you want to ask any questions, we'll do that. Okay, so the seeds that I be sowing, at the start of the year I make a plan, and the plan that I make, I do it, I use a program, a vegetable planning program called growveg.com, and it's not in any way to promote it, this is just what I use. But beforehand I used to use it just by writing it down, but now I use growveg.com. It's a great planning app that allows you to put your vegetables in. It won't let you put any more vegetables into the space that you've drawn out, and you can pop your potatoes and your carrots in, all while sitting in the comfort of your own home. So you can do that in the winter time and make your plan. Now you'll see there in the red that I've been flat out the last few days squeezing in more vegetables and making more space there. So it just makes, you know, obviously I'm aware now if we need to be flat out growing food this year. But when I do that plan on growveg.com, what it does on the other page, so there's like a, you know, the tabs that they have. Again, as I say, I'm not very computer literate, but I do find this very handy. On the other page, it prints out everything that I've put in just by using the mouse and literally dragging the vegetables into these beds. Then it gives me a printout of all the vegetables that I've done, and it does it in alphabetical order, but it tells you the number that you've put in. It also tells you when you need to sow them, when you need to plant them out, and when you need to harvest them. growveg.com. Brilliant, Kathleen. Great. So people can put this up as well as I mention it. God, this is great. Even better than taking notes. So people can put that up as well. Yeah, growveg.com planning app. But it puts it in alphabetical order, and it will even email you when you need to do this. Now, I stopped reading the emails a long time ago, but it does email you what you need to do. But I do print this out, and then I have this in the potting shed. So I generally just have it sitting. So now I know in March, coming in the first week of March, what are we, second week of March? Yeah, second week of March, I know what to be sowing at that time. So I've got that, and I've got my plan, very important. And then I generally have my seeds. Now I would do a seed stock and kind of check out what kind of seeds that I've got. I checked with Irish Seed Savers this morning. They have lots of stock in. I checked with brown seed envelopes, they've got stock as well. So if you do need to order any seed stock, these guys can deliver them, and you can order online. So you can get that done today. If anybody wants to put that up as a website, you can link it to that. So I would order my seeds from Irish Seed Savers. I ordered them from the Organic Centre, and I'm going to put an order in with brown seed envelopes this week as well. So when I have all my seeds, when I have my plan and I have my seeds, this is my seed box. Now people say that I have OCD, and they're probably right. And I'll just show you. This is my seed box. And I have it in lovely alphabetical order, or alliums at the front. And then I have brassicas, obviously. Brassicas is the cabbages. Now we'll talk more about that in a wee while. And then I have the greenhouse and the legumes. Legumes are peas and beans. And the roots, I put all the roots together because it's just too much of a... So anyway, right, so I have all them in my seed box, and I can then just go on and get them. I used to do it alphabetically, or not alphabetically, I used to do it month by month, but then I realised then that March is the busiest time anyway, so you were putting all your seeds into March, so I do it now like that. And then go and referencing on my plan, and then just having my seed box. Also, I have my seed boxes always in a container that doesn't get wet. I think that's very important, because you'd be carrying, maybe you'd be bringing your seed box out to the garden, or into the polytunnel, or just having it around, and you don't want them to get wet, your seeds, because if you expose them to the damp, then they might just become they might just become dormant. I also put into the seed box, I also have, you know, the little silica, hold up, the silica gel. The silica gel, you'll get them in your shoes or your handbags. Doesn't that seem so strange now, your seeds in your handbags, or your shoes in your handbags? But anyway, you get the, I'm reading there, yeah, great. So great, Larry, great comments there. So the silica crystals that you get in your shoes or handbags, I pop them into the seed box as well. What they do is they absorb any moisture that would be there, and I just picked up that tip a long time ago, and I've been using that, and it seems to work, helping doing that. So the seed box, yeah, keep it out of the heat as well. So if this room now was to become very, very warm, I would consciously take my seed box out and set it outside, just to cool down. And also in the polytunnel as well. So just keeping your seed box, be conscious of your seeds, you know, because you have to look after them. And if you don't look after them, then like everything in life, you know, they won't perform for you. So what I've done now at the moment, these are the seeds that I'm sowing today. I'm going to sow some, and the reason I love Irish Seed Savers is that they have a lovely description about when you buy the seeds. So winter Roscoff cauliflower, this wonderful cauliflower of Irish heritage, was saved by an elderly farmer in County Dublin. Produces big creamy heads and minimum effort. Brilliant, that's what we need, minimum effort. And you sow in modules in succession, spring to early autumn. Plant out in final position in a rich soil 4 to 6 weeks. After 4 to 6 weeks, space 60 centimetres apart. So you get all the information that you need there, and a lovely little story behind it. And then obviously the Gortahork cabbage. Gortahork cabbage. I don't know, is this writing, can you see it? Is it the right way around or the wrong way around? Gortahork cabbage. I can't believe I'm talking to my phone, but the fact that yous are answering is even better. Now somebody's calling me, imagine that. Right, Irish Seed Savers, yeah. Can you see that the right way around or the wrong way? But you get what I'm saying. Gortahork cabbage. Now I'll read you this out because we are in Gortahork, and this cabbage is available on Irish Seed Savers, and it hails from Gortahork. So I'll just read this out to you. A large drumhead cabbage. I can verify for that because it grows huge. Some the size of a football, I would say bigger, hailing from County Donegal. It's so big and nutritious that you only need a leaf of it for your dinner, said Sean O'Geehan, the head gardener in Glenveigh. Wrong way. Okay, it's the wrong way around. Anyway, it's a mirror image, but sure, look, you get what I mean. And Sean O'Geehan, he's the head gardener here at Glenveigh, And he said that very hardy, stands well through winter. Now we've just finished eating our Gordahor cabbage. So it stayed. Hi mum. Wave to me mum. It stayed in the garden all winter and it was fantastic. And I noticed that you do get some slugs in your winter vegetables, but I noticed this year that it must be just how tough it is that they don't really kind of attack it so much. So we were able to have the Gordahor cabbage in the garden all winter, and we've just finished eating it there. So that's what we're going to be sowing today as well. And then I'm going to sow a Savoy cabbage. We do like our cabbages here. And if any of you were at the Donegal Women in Business talk that I did last week in the CoLab in Letterkenny, I started the chat about the cabbage. And cabbages are a big part of my story because it was the first ever vegetable I harvested from the ground, and then the first vegetable that I grew. So, but anyway, Savoy cabbage as well. And also I'm going to sow some flowers. I do like flowers, and I think that, you know, it's so funny when I would be out in community gardens, and generally when you talk to men, it's like, no, I don't grow flowers at all. And when you talk to women, they're like, oh, I want to be doing the flowers. So, but I think that a lovely combination, like the potager gardens, but also to grow your flowers as well. It's not just, you know, in permaculture we kind of try and, you know, you're working with nature, but you're also, you know, providing for all. So when you grow flowers, you're providing for the pollinators, but you are also providing for your mind. And you're, you know, when you go out into the garden, you can smell the flowers, you look at them, they're pretty, and some of them are great companions as well with vegetables that you'd be growing. So for instance, we would grow calendula a lot in our garden, and what calendula can do is help ward off the green fly. So they say, I don't have a problem with green fly, so maybe that's why. But also to have lots of colour, and the scents brings in beneficial insects into your garden. These beneficial insects can do more than you think, because sometimes they're eating the pests and they're laying eggs and doing all funny things with them. So bringing beneficial insects into your garden is really important as well. So God, it's amazing. 46 people watching this, so it's great that you are really interested. And I hope the main aim of this is that we grow together, and that you get out now. You feel that you want to get out now into the garden after this, and hopefully sow some seeds, and even just to start a window box of salads today, or just to start growing some plants would be, you know, it's really the main aim. Not only are you going to grow vegetables for your nutrition, but you're doing it for your mental health. And I think now more than ever, as Larry was saying there, you know, now more than ever we have to look after our mental health, and getting your hands into the soil. There's a word, biophilia, and it's when we get our hands into the soil, and here comes the hailstones. But when we get our hands into the soil, it releases the good feeling, the endorphins, and that we need them more than ever at the minute. And so by putting your hands into the soil, this is what we need to be doing. So hopefully after this, that you can get out, get your hands into the soil and get growing. Okay, so